The next morning after that living room standoff, I woke up to 17 missed calls, 8 voice notes, and one urgent text from my aunt that said, "Call your mother before she collapses from stress." Stress? From what? Having a daughter. Who dared to say no? I didn't answer any of them. I poured myself coffee, opened my laptop, and dove into work. But every ping from my phone was like someone knocking on my skull. My siblings were relentless. My sister claimed she'd already been looking at apartments and sent me a link to a luxury listing like I was her personal mortgage fairy. My brother took the guilt trip route, reminding me of all the times he looked out for me growing up, which, for the record, consisted of letting me borrow his headphones once in 2014. By the end of that week, the family group chat was a full-blown courtroom, with me as the villain. My cousin from Atlanta chimed in with, "Vanessa, sometimes family makes sacrifices for each other." Well, not in my family, as I am the only one who has been making sacrifices. After my cousin, then came in my mother, of course, to deliver her piece de resistance. "I didn't raise you to be selfish." I wanted to respond, "You didn't raise me, I raised the whole family," but I held back. Instead, I muted the chat. Silence is underrated. It drives people crazy. Then, just when I thought they'd give up, the coincidences began. My sister would accidentally bump into me at the grocery store. My brother would drop by my office, pretending he was just in the area. My mother left a container of jollof rice at my door with a note that said, "Families should eat together." I almost laughed. She'd never cooked me a meal without an invoice attached. 2 weeks later came the plot twist. I was scrolling through Instagram when I saw my sister at a spa, sipping champagne in a silk robe, tagged in a post that said #softlife, #grindwear. This was the same week she'd texted me crying about not being able to afford basic groceries. That's when I stopped sending anything. Not a cent. Not a gift. Not even a Merry Christmas card with a $10 Starbucks gift card. At first, there was confusion. Then came the storm. My mother showed up at my apartment one Sunday afternoon, still holding the spare key I'd been too polite to reclaim. She didn't even knock, just waltzed in like she was doing a surprise home inspection. "Vanessa," she started, her voice already trembling with performance, "this coldness is breaking my heart. Your siblings are struggling. Do you know what it's like to see your children in need?" "Yes," I said. "I do. I've been looking at my reflection in the mirror for years." She blinked, caught off guard. "Blood is thicker than water," she tried again. "And boundaries," I said, "are thicker than both. You should try them sometime." Her face hardened. "One day, you'll regret turning your back on family." "No," I said, walking to the door. "One day, you'll regret teaching them that using me was love." I handed her her purse and watched her leave, heels clicking like an exclamation mark. 3 months later, my wedding day was finally here. The guest list was tight, intimate, and very intentionally missing half my blood relatives. But 2 hours before the ceremony, my phone buzzed with a text from my cousin. "Heads up, they're here." I peeked out from the bridal suite, still in my silk robe, and there they were, my mother in a champagne-colored gown, matching my bridesmaids' dresses, because subtlety is not her gift, my sister scrolling her phone, my brother adjusting his tie. "We came to support you," my mother said, voice sticky sweet. "Family belongs together on important days." "Then you should have acted like family on the other days," I replied, smiling without warmth. "You're not on the guest list. Security will see you out." My sister scoffed. My brother muttered something about me being cold. My mother's eyes filled with tears she probably thought would melt me. They didn't. As the guards escorted them out, I felt lighter. For years, I'd carried them financially, emotionally, sometimes even physically, and in that moment, I set the weight down. An hour later, I walked down the aisle, my fiancé's hand steady in mine. The room was full of people who actually loved me, not just loved what I could do for them. And as I said my vows, I realized something. Blood may be thicker than water. But peace? Peace is thicker than all of it. I wasn't about to trade mine ever again. After the wedding, my husband and I escaped to the Maldives for our honeymoon, a trip so picture-perfect it felt like they'd stepped into a postcard. I shared snippets online, videos of us laughing in crystal-clear waters, boomerangs of clinking champagne glasses, and slow-motion shots of our sunset walks. Surprisingly, the comments were nothing but warm wishes. Even my notoriously sharp-tongued aunt and that cousin who once called me selfish were typing hearts and congratulations. It didn't take long for reality to make its way through the family grapevine. Everyone began to realize what I had endured for years: the endless giving, the one-sided sacrifices, the way my parents and siblings had leaned on me without lifting a finger themselves. Those same relatives who once defended my parents now quietly admitted I was right to finally say no. Word eventually spread about what had become of them. My parents and older brother were now sharing a cramped three-bedroom flat, pooling together what little they had. The irony? The only one bringing in any income was my little sister, the same one who used to post daily from spas and pose next to luxury cars. The lifestyle they'd flaunted on my dime was long gone, replaced by secondhand furniture, overdue bills, and a reality check that didn't come with a refund. The moral of this story is, if you keep setting yourself on fire to keep others warm, don't be surprised when they start complaining about the smoke. Loyalty and love for family should never come at the cost of your own happiness, boundaries, or future. Helping people who refuse to help themselves isn't generosity, it's self-destruction. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is say no and mean it.